What's up, everybody? Ethan here again, and today I want to do an exercise in clarity to help you uncover or discover where you are at now financially versus where you want to go in the future, and ultimately being brutally honest with yourself about your current trajectory. Oftentimes, when I meet with new clients, new prospects, or when I'm just speaking with entrepreneurs or hardworking professionals, and we're talking about their aspirations, their dreams, their goals, they end up not having a very, very clear idea or concept of two fundamental things when it comes to achieving financial independence, freedom, success. The first is they actually don't have a clear understanding of their current financial health, their vitals, and where they stand right now. And then they don't have a good understanding of what their future looks like. A lot of times, especially when I'm speaking with people who are smart and successful, they know they are on a path of achieving. They know that they are going to be able to retire in the future. They are going to be able to step into a life where money is not a concern to them, and they are working hard to get there. But they haven't done the work to understand what that actually means for themselves and getting very clear. And like I've said before, if you don't have a target, if you don't have a destination in mind, it's very difficult to arrive at your desired destination. It's like going to a city to meet up with a friend and saying, let's get coffee at Starbucks, but not picking the specific Starbucks and not even understanding, let's say, where your hotel is. Because if you don't know where your hotel is and what specific Starbucks you're going to get to, how can you figure out the navigational path to actually get there to meet up with your friend? Right? It's nearly impossible. So you need to understand where you're starting and where you're going. So in this exercise, I want you to really think through where you are at now and where you want to go in the future. And so we're going to keep this very simple because I want you to think, like, what is the ideal outcome? Like, let's say that you make perfect, wonderful financial decisions for the rest of your life. What outcome is that going to put you in? And this is like your ideal, yes, 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 I've made it outcome. Then let's think a tier down. Like, what is going to be something that leaves you in, I'm going to call it a solid situation, but you had room to do better. You could have done a little bit better, but you're still pretty good. Solid. I forgot the L there. And then let's look at the next, which is, let's just call it okay. Like you can live. There's a roof over your head. There's food in your bag. You're not starving to death. But there's a lot more room for living an abundant life, especially when it comes to, the options and choices that money provides you. Next, let's just call it not good. We're getting into crisis mode, and then last but not least is straight up bad. This is crisis mode. And so I want you to think to yourself what each of these levels looks like for you. Think back to that other exercise we did where we talked about what your check a month goal is. How much would you like to be able to live on per month that is going to allow you to live your ideal lifestyle, right? I need you to tie a number to that for each one of these so we can understand. If you are being able to, say, generate $10,000 a month, like we used in our last example, does that put you in a position, like what one of these would that put you in personally? And again, I've said this before, but this is different for everybody. So if you're generating $10,000 a month, are you in lane 3? Is this just okay? Or is this like a yes, 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 you have arrived, right? Or is is this just a critical mode? Like $10,000 a month is nowhere near meeting your lifestyle desires, needs, wants, all that stuff. We need to get very, very brutally honest about what we are looking to achieve, and then we need to get brutally honest about where we stand right now. Now, as we think through how we're going to get to our financial goals, do you think it's going to be linear? Do you think it's going to be just one straight line? Most likely, that's not how it's going to happen. There's going to be some volatility. There's going to be ups and downs. And over time, as investments do, you should see it to begin to look exponential. It needs to start growing. And ultimately, your job as you are figuring out the path that you are on, the trajectory that you're on, is to stay within a certain, what we like to call guardrail. So if there's volatility, you need to stay within a certain limit. This is going to go with a lot of different areas of your financial plan, be it cash management, wealth management, risk management. You need to stay within specific guardrails so you can continue to, like, what we like to say is stay on target. But what is that target? What is the target? What is that bullseye that you're going for? It needs to be defined. So first, define your target. What is your check a month goal? How much are you going to need in an investment account, or how much assets are you going to need on your balance sheet to be able to help you to generate a desired monthly income specific for yourself? And then, are you on the right trajectory? Are you on the right path? What are you doing day to day, month to month, that's actually going to get you to your specific destination? When do you want to get to your specific destination? Now, a lot of times these goals that we think of need to be specific. They need to be measurable. They need to be time driven or time oriented. They need to have a meaningful reason to us, right? If I can generate $10,000 a month, then that means that I can pay my rent, I can pay for my food, my bills, my kids, and I can have the time freedom to do my passion. For me, that's surfing, that's practicing jiu-jitsu. For you, that could be something entirely different, but you need to understand what level of financial independence is going to allow you to spend time and energy in the things that aren't working, that light you up, that get you happy, that get you excited. And then you need to understand where you are at in this on your journey. And you need to be brutally honest with yourself, because if you are not where you want to be, the question is, how do you jump lanes? How do you get from lane, let's say 3 to lane 2? What do you need to do? Is it save more? Is it invest more? Is it come up with a realistic investment strategy? Is it start sooner? Is it delay the goals? Like, what needs to happen? And the next question is, what is it going to take for you to jump lanes? Now, one of the biggest factors working either for you or against you in this equation, and we've talked about it before, is time. So I need to ask, if you wanted to arrive at this specific destination, let's say you wanted to get there at age 60 years old, and let's say you're currently 30 years old. Do you think it's going to be easier to jump lanes now, or jump lanes, let's say, when you're 55 years old, where you only have 5 years left to get to your specific goal? If you decided, you look at your situation, you're 55 years old now, you're on lane 3, so you're setting yourself up to be okay financially, but you definitely want to get to at least lane 2, but you only have 5 years to jump lanes. Look at the gap between, let's say, lane 3 and lane 2. It's going to be a lot more than, if we follow this line all the way back, the gap right now. See, the gap between where you are at and where you're going, the lane that you want to jump, is never going to be closer than it is today. So the entire point of this quick training is to inspire you to take meaningful and massive action. You need to take action. Whether that is creating a spending plan, whether that's opening up an investment account, whether that's scheduling a consultation with someone to help you figure this stuff out, whether it's paying off debt, you need to take meaningful and massive action if you want to jump lanes. And the sooner you take that action, the easier it is going to be for you to jump lanes. What I'm trying to do in this training is to get you to think, because here's how it works. Thinking or thought leads to what? Action. Action leads to what? Results. Results probably will lead to more thought, because you're like, hey, did I like that or did I not like that? And if it's good, that thought is going to lead to more action again and results again. And you're going to create a system, or you're going to create a cycle in the way you think and approach things. And the sooner you can start building your awareness, changing the things that you think in your mind, it's going to change the actions that you take, which is going to get you different results, which is ultimately going to help you define and refine how you can get to your end destination of success, whatever that may be. Because we want you to end up here at yes, 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 and not here at bad, bad, bad. With that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video.